They don't cuddle. The Yorkies will cuddle you, but they will not cuddle the German Shepherd. Although the German Shepherd may cuddle them.
Right, right.
But it's funny because you can pick up Charlie, and he used to fight it. And I called it daddy time because whenever he was doing something really bad, I'd just pick him up and hold him and not let him go.
That's funny because I do the same thing with Vinny. He gets daddy time when he's being bad too.
Well,
And
Charlie's
he hates
getting
daddy time.
Charlie's gotten a lot bigger, so he's kind of like, whatever. Like I did it last night. Yeah, it was just I wanted to cuddle with him, so I picked him up and I held him, and he's like, okay, for about like 5 minutes. He's like, okay, I'm done. And he
He's
got
old
down.
enough now. He's like, okay, daddy, you're having Charlie time now.
He's like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. You're good. But yeah, animals are a wondrous thing.
I'm guessing. I don't think they really pointed out, but I'm guessing Messi is the golden retriever we're thinking, and then Audi is the husky, correct?
It doesn't say.
I say
honestly.
yeah, because I'm just from the caption of the photos, the way they have it listed, Messi's first, and she's the she, right?
I would again. They don't say.
I'm guessing. We're grasping on straws here. They didn't really give us a lot of information in this article besides the awesome story.
and the names back and forth and
Right. But it's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't like I mentioned I don't know dogs, so maybe if anyone wants to comment after the show and correct me for my ignorance, but I've known some huskies to be, I don't want to say aggressive, but they're kind of protective, I guess is a better term. And I think a lot of dogs
hang on. Messi is the golden retriever.
Okay,
because there's a picture of the golden retriever and it says the owner's name, which I can't pronounce,
yes.
and it says Messi is taking his fame in strides. He is an animal. I don't think he will respond to the spotlight. So, and it's a he.
Okay.
I don't know about the other one. It doesn't say, but now we know. At least one of them. Yeah, but it's just then there's a picture of which one Messi in the tub in like a tub. It almost looks like a tub that the ones that you'd buy at like Menards to build it. It looks like that. Is what it looks like, and it says Messi's other hobbies include sitting in pools of water.
That reminded me of your dog Charlie.
Oh, he loves his pool.
His little pool.
He loves his little pool. We bought him a little plastic pool, and if we don't fill it up and we walk past it, he'll nip at us. Be like, hey, fill the pool, fill the pool, fill the pool. But Charlie, kind of going back to like the love thing, Charlie does these thing we call them love nibbles. Because when you scratch his stomach or his back, those are his two spots where you get his leg going really fast.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take his snout and he'll like pull his lip up, and he'll just like almost rub his teeth, like chatter his teeth against your skin.
Right.
So it feels really weird. Every once in a while he'll get a little pinch of skin and you'll be like, ow, and then he'll lick it.
I think he gave me a little bruise under my arm the other day. I was like, where did I get that? Oh, I think I know.
But that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. He literally he's like, oh my God, thank you. And so he'll just start like chattering his teeth, but he does it against your skin. And it feels really weird. Like the first time he did it, I'm like, what are you doing? But now it's just a thing he does.
Right.
Because he's like, pat me. And then once you say, ow, like, because his love nibbles have gotten a little bit harder sometimes. And he'll like actually get some skin. He'll be like, ow. And then he'll be like, I'm sorry. And he'll just start licking your arm.
I know my cats have a similar thing. Now, granted, though, it's kind of funny because I'm sure a lot of people will criticize me for this, but I know cats don't like their belly being rubbed, but I can't resist. They're so soft sometimes. But I know my male cat Vinny, if you start rubbing his belly, he takes a nice chunkier hand out. But both of my cats have been known to kind of give you love nibbles. Mostly, I call her a kitten. She's actually 2 years old, but my little cat Gracie, she's famous for the love nibbles. And it's kind of sometimes it's almost like a warning, like, hey, don't touch my back paws. But, when you'll be scratching her back, she'll kind of, go and just kind of nip at you. Not hard, no pain at all. But, it's definitely, I call them, I also call them love nibbles or love bites. But I know cats are a little different, of course, in body language. I know with humans, of course, they'll they'll put their back towards you, and that's a sign of trust. They do the I love you, the slow blink at people and everything.
Right.
It looks like, almost like a stoner kind of, hey, what's up, But it's definitely an interesting way with them, of course, but with two animals like that, it's definitely obviously very very heartwarming. I think it'd be nice to see a follow up on this story and see if they actually are allowed to go on walks and everything like that together. It almost reminds me of when you're kids or whatever, you're playing in your backyard and then you kind of look over the fence and see the neighbor kids, doing the same thing. And it's almost like, hey, you want to come over and, play t-ball or paintball or whatever, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I completely get where you're coming from.
I didn't hug any people over a fence, though. I think that's a little strange. The only time I got that was when I was trying to climb a fence with some friends and I started falling.
They're like, hang on.
We'll get you.
I did make a comment on the show. I said, it was supposed to be, what do your pets do? I just put, what are your pets? So I'll change it. What do your pets do? Like love nibbles or giving hugs? Let us know in the comment section below, and just kind of tell us, what do your dogs do? Like, do they hug? Do they give a little love nibbles? Do they, or do you have a lot of animals, and how do they react together? I know I've got, like I said, I got a German Shepherd and 2 Yorkies, and we recently just had to get a little shock collar. It's just like one of the vibrating ones. Well, it does all 3. It does the beep, the vibrate, and the shock.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't had to shock him yet. We just vibrated him, and he yelps because it doesn't hurt. It just vibrates to be like, hey, don't do that. And and it's on level 1. But we found out recently that he's the instigator of everything. I'd been thinking it for a while because he's the oldest,
right?
And he was always kind of the boss. And so, and we have this barking that isn't nonstop. They'll just keep going. They'll go, and I'm like, stop. Because I'll walk in the house, Aiden will hear me and start barking. Then Red will be like, what are you barking for? And then start barking. And then Charlie will be like, someone's home, and then he'll start barking.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'll just be sitting in there, and Charlie will walk through the living room. Not do anything, just walk through the living room, and I'm like, stop. So we're trying to break him of that habit of shh, he is fine, leave him alone. But yeah, we just found out he's the instigator, so neither one of the Yorkies really Red likes the German Shepherd, Charlie. Aiden tolerates him at times when he's calm, but they definitely don't cuddle. So let us know in the comment section below, what do your dogs do, or what do your animals do, I should say, because we have a cat too, Edison, who is mostly outside because he likes to be, but he comes in to eat and lay around and get fat.
Do cat things.
So,
because God really knows what they actually do when you're not around.
They don't do anything. They eat, sleep, and poop. That's what they do. By the way, if you're thinking about watching the show Pets, don't do it. It's not really that good.
Yeah, I agree. I was fairly disappointed going to see it. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a silly movie, but it wasn't
right.
It wasn't amazing.
What was amazing?
What's that?
The Disney D23 expo. That was something I was reading up on. It's a Disney, pretty much where Disney announces what animation they're gonna kind of be doing for the next little bit. And it was at it was at a convention center. It's Aham Convention Center.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 2 minutes away from Disneyland, and I guess thousands of Disney fans gathered for this expo, and just to see what's coming up in every corner of the Disney realm. And one of the things that's coming up that I'm excited for is there's going to be a Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
It does. So he well, wait until you hear. So they released a new teaser trailer, and it shows what Ludwig, it's Letwalk, what the arcade has gained when it comes to Wi-Fi compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
And Ralph and Vanellope battle over how to pronounce the word Wi-Fi, and they call it Wi-Fi. And we get a sneak peek, or they get, as they sneak peek they peek into the web, and they get stuck and shoot down the internet, or shut down the Ethernet to the World Wide Web within avatars, which look like different toys and things like that. So pretty much they get stuck in the internet, and that just kind of keeps getting like they got to try to find their way out. So it's all the same cast. And the basic, well, actually, here's the basic. So the basic plot is Vanellope resides, or her game is broken, and she has to travel with Ralph into the internet to find a piece to fix it. So there's a new character, and it's voiced by I don't even know how to say this name. Chitari. It's T-A Chitari. Chitari. It's Taraji. P. Henderson, who is an algorithm and a trend for making Buzzaholic, who knows everything about the internet and guides Vanellope and Ralph on their journey. So there's a whole bunch of things. I actually heard a little bit that they're gonna get on like something about they're gonna jump into like a Disney princess website.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna see all the Disney princesses. So that'll be kind of interesting. That's really what caught my eye. So there's no release date for that yet. At least there wasn't in the article I watched.
Are you talking for Wreck-It Ralph too?
Yes.
It's saying here on I'm checking out too on Wikipedia. I think it says March 17th or 2017.
So this year?
That was when they released it. So
that's when they released the trailer.
Let me see.
There's a movie.
I think that was the announcement because I'll say I didn't see it. But yeah, I'm not seeing a release date. I thought that was gonna be it, but
yeah, I don't know if they have one yet. If they're just the original one was in 2002 or 2012.
I misspoke. I'm sorry. It looks like it's being pushed to November 21st, 2018.
2018?
Yes, that's it says here on Wikipedia. Of course, 100% subject to change, as we know Wikipedia very well.
Well, here we go. It's IMDb says 18. Yep, November 21st, 2018.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be. Yep, here it is. The cast includes Moana, Anna, Rapunzel, Merida, Mulan, Ralph, and Vanellope, and we'll get into like Felix and Elsa's on there, Belle's on there. So yeah, it looks like they're definitely gonna meet some Disney princesses in this movie. And it looks like all the at least from what I know, the original actresses that play the voices. Because let's see, Paige O'Hare does Belle, and I'm pretty sure she was the original. Yep, she was the original voice for Belle. So it looks like they're gonna have all the original voices for all the princesses. But I think that's all Elsa.
That'll be a nice
Belle,
cameo or throwback.
Cinderella, Jasmine. Snow White is rumored that it's going to be voiced by Catherine Von Till. And I think that's pretty much it. And then you're going to have the normal cast like Fix It Felix and all that, and they're going to be voiced by the same people. I'm super excited for this. I really liked Wreck-It Ralph, like the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a kind of a cool idea. Now that they're throwing the internet aspect into it, I think it would be, because it did kind of jump there. Like, okay, Wreck-It Ralph was famous and
Right.
they were played all the time, and then they kind of did a montage of like them speeding it up, and they're like, okay, now they're not really played that often.
Right.
So it's kind of cool to see that the arcade maybe stepping it up a little bit.
Well, it's kind of nice too, because with all the other characters of all the Disney princesses and other characters and stuff like that, it's kind of almost a nice cameo, to people maybe like our generation, who watched a lot of those movies as kids growing up in the 90s and stuff like that, and then even enough of the new as well for kids nowadays, because that's the cool thing about Disney movies. I mean, they really are timeless for the most part, at least the original animated ones, and they can do different new spins on them and everything like that, but everyone still knows, at least, as far as I know, a lot of kids still watching, Lion King, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Mulan, all those, all those old classic Disney movies, if you will.
Right.
I mean, like Snow White was originally animated in like the 1950s, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere
I don't know the
around
exact
there.
date, but people still watch that. It's still relevant to this day.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I say that that definitely it just goes to show, that